All right, it's Sunday, October 12th, 2025, about 5:15 in the PM, and welcome to the Please Subscribe show. There's Critter. He is part of the Mirror Critters. He likes to live, laugh, and smell good. Live, laugh, and smell good. That's a good task, kitty. All right, welcome to the Please Subscribe show. Please subscribe. Right here. Please subscribe. Actually, it's better if I go like this. Something like that. And then I'll put my PayPal right here. And yeah, so I've been talking about movies a little bit. Just whatever comes my way. There's Halloween decor in yards. So people go out and they buy Halloween decor and they put it in the yard. We'll probably see a few of them. Some of them are getting kind of competitive. Electronics, digital projectors, all kinds of craziness. All right, and then we'll go pick up food at restaurants and drop it off at your doorstep. I reset my accumulated info just now. And thank you so much for tuning in. Just please hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the notifying bell. That way you're notified when the next video is uploaded. It's a little bell. That way you can keep in the loop on when the next episode, or whatever you want to call it, the next vlog. I'm thinking. Other than that, all right. Oh, temperature, 91 degrees according to the car. So probably 89 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll probably check weather bug. We're coming up on the butterfly. They put this butterfly, it glows in the dark. Well, it's kind of has like backlighting for nighttime. And you can kind of see it from here. There it is. It's a giant butterfly. Based on a real butterfly, or at least half of it. All right, here we go. All right, got one at Zap Kitchen, 5:26 arrival, 1 minute, 100 feet. There it is, Zap Kitchen. It's Thai street food. All right, Zap Kitchen on its way, 5:41 arrival, 7 minutes, 2 miles for the... All right, the Great Outdoor Sub Shop, 5:47 arrival, 3 minutes, 0.4 mile for the pickup. Great Outdoors on its way. 6:04 arrival, 13 minutes, 4.5 miles for the delivery. Rockwood Go-Karts and Mini Golf coming to Fort Worth. Looks like they're at it, going in a circle. Remember, in the summertime, be sure to bring an astronaut suit. That way you can change the climate of the weather when it's like 110 degrees out. You look kind of funny golfing with an astronaut suit, but they'd understand why. You have air conditioning the entire time. That one at Spice, 6:20 arrival, 5 minutes, 2.1 miles for the pickup. It's for the pickup. All right, Spice on its way. 6:27 arrival, 3 minutes, 0.8 miles for the delivery. All right, you guessed it, mellow mushroom, 6:41 arrival, 9 minutes, 3.1 miles for the pickup. All right, mellow mushroom on its way, 7:01 arrival, 17 minutes, 9.8 miles for the delivery. All right, got a Pizza Hut, 7:13 arrival, 4 minutes, 1.9 mile for the pickup. All right, Pizza Hut on its way, 7:27 arrival, 5 minutes, 1.9 mile for the delivery. Seminary, thanks for the dollar. 7:48 arrival, 4 minutes, 2.3 miles for the pickup. I did a play in college called Swan, where I directed, and I acted in a little bit during scene work. We mostly did scene work with it. And I made the character of the swan, which is a man that turns into a swan. In my perspective, it was as if he was a drug addict. And then there was another character that it's basically like a milkman that brings in milk to a lady that takes care of the swan. It's Egloff's the swan. They seem to vanish. right, Waterburger on its way. 7:58 arrival, 3 minutes, 0.7 mile for the delivery. Why else would they even do it? Alrighty. It's in 1 Corinthians 16:13. Be watchful and firm in your faith. Alrighty. Got one at Flower Child. 8:14 arrival, 1 minute, 0.4 mile for the pickup. Oh, it's healthy food. For a happy world. Flower Child. All right, we got 2 Flower Childs. 8:26 arrival for the first one. 4 minutes, 1.4 miles for the delivery. All right, next Flower Child's going on Pond Drive, TCU, 8:41, 7 minutes, 1.9 miles for the delivery. All right, this is Belair, and then there's a road called Pond Drive. Supposedly there's a gate or something. She mentioned something about a gate. I don't know. The Pond Drive's one are kind of a mystery, but that's going way to the very end of Pond Drive. So Belair and Pond Drive is what she said, which I'm on Belair now. So I'd have to figure out what she means by gate. No, it's Pond Drive right there. And I don't see, I see a gate kind of like right here. That's a stadium, but I don't see a gate. I see that gate. Oh well, we mentioned the pinpoint. Maybe that's the gate right there. At the end. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so that's the gate. And it only goes that far. And then you have to kind of walk it. But usually this is kind of, they're kind of all frogs. So they have, I call one area an aquarium, and that's on the other side. That's kind of nicknamed it. This is not nicknamed the pond. This is actually really called the Pond Drive. It's the real name that they use for the street. Well, the name of the drive. It's really called Pond Drive, which is kind of funny because they're a bunch of frogs. But yeah, usually along here, they always meet somewhere in this area. This is known as Pond Drive, which is real popular for all types of drops and everything. And these are sometimes, some of this is, I recognize some of it. But most of all the dorms are titled with a Greek symbol. So I think that was going to Arnold, and it would have like a Greek symbol outside. So you have to know your Greek symbols, I guess, but you don't really have to because they'll just meet you on Pond Drive. Or at the aquarium, which is on the other side, which is where I've dropped a bunch of them in like a circle. They're just frogs hanging out in a pond. All right, got one at Dave's Hot Chicken. 8:48 arrival, 2 minutes, 0.5 mile for the pickup. Dave's Hot Chicken! Dave's Hot Chicken on its way. 9:03 arrival, 5 minutes, 1.7 miles for the delivery. Dave's Hot Chicken. All right, got one at Shake Shack, 9:20 arrival, 1 minute, 50 feet for the pickup. And then we're gonna go to Buffalo Brothers to pick up another one. Looks like they're handing out the French dip Angus steak sandwich. Made with 100% Angus now, you have to pay for it. All right, picked up the Shake Shack on our way to Buffalo Brothers. 9:33 arrival, 7 minutes, 1.9 mile for the pickup. Right from the start, then you feel good about the way the second half. For the second time in the second half. Looks like someone got a touchdown. I got a bunch of wings dropped off your door. All right, we picked it up at Buffalo Brothers now for the Shake Shack. 9:42 arrival, 3 minutes, 0.5 miles for the delivery. Alrighty, Buffalo Brothers on its way. 9:50 arrival, 3 minutes, 0.7 miles for the delivery. Had to search up a pen number on that last one. The guy comes out with a Shake Shack sack that's empty. He's like holding the Shake Shack sack. And I have a Shake Shack sack in my hand. Like, it's a constant flow of Shake Shack. Like, I'm just throwing this one out. And he was the roommate, so I was like, well, I gotta get the pen number. Do you know if can I get it? And he's like, oh yeah, I gotta go upstairs and get it. So then I call the guy while he's going upstairs. I guess. And finally the guy comes out. He's like, oh yeah, okay, here's the pen number. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Looks like they like it. Yep, you have a good night. It's like, yeah, later. Yeah, you gotta have a pen number on some of these. It's just verification of drop off. I usually don't really show that stuff. Really, I just kind of talk about it. All right, on our way. No movie reviews right now. old strobe light. I think you can pick those up at Walmart. I don't really know. I know you can probably get it at Spirits. Okay, be careful though, because some people are sensitive to strobe lights. If they're trick-or-treating, you never know. They can end up passed out in their front yard. Put a sign in the front yard. Strobe light will affect you. They can see it, you know, they can see it when they're walking up, so they should be okay. All right, on our way. It's the Grocer Warehouse. 10:01 arrival, 4 minutes, 1.7 miles for the pickup. Grocer Warehouse on our way. 10:22 arrival, 16 minutes, 7.1 mile for the delivery. I was gonna hit the highway. I didn't know how long the train was or how, you know, if it was gonna stall. You never really can tell, but usually it doesn't. These are actually fairly quick. That's why I kind of like this area. You don't really come a lot. You're not gonna come around a lot of train action. Not a whole lot of train action. But nevertheless, it is kind of a gate that closes in front of you, you know, and you have to wait. So I'm aware of the trains. Blue Mound is sketchy. If you work the Blue Mound area, those trains will just stop, and you're like, what? There's another train that does stop around here, and it's annoying. It's over by Tom Thumb and West 7th. It'll just sit there and stop, and you have to go all the way around across the bridge. And you know, I was gonna hit the highway because we're headed to River Oaks to drop off this first Grocer Warehouse. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to get close to the train. You know, it's just a fight between really having almost like a zero budget, and then also kind of in a way, you know, surviving. So it's not the same, you know, as if I had a big budget. We could get lights on the train, you know, probably talk to the engineer about, you know, doing another pass or something. You know, can't do any of that stuff. We're gonna pass Fire Station Park, is what it is, a skate park. You'll hear the sounds of skateboarding maybe. Pretty good. It's a nice little skate park. house with a black cat. All right, next grocery warehouse delivery on its way, 10:40 arrival, 7 minutes, 2.7 miles. Full-on graveyard right there. Skeletons in there for fire. That's pretty evil. And we've got this, was it Michael Myers? I think that is Michael Myers. A tree. Definitely something he would do in the neighborhood. He'd probably hide behind a tree or some bushes. Courtyard fight, cats flipping out. Right on the porch. I don't think it warrants the law, but I don't know, maybe. I don't know what they can do about cats fighting. Dogs, baby. Cats. You should really just get away with it. Holy cow, it scared the crap out of me. So you'd be cooking, wouldn't you? Now to pick up Linda's drink at J Jolly's, and the gas is actually cheaper than QT. It's $2.46 here too. Man, I can get that. I didn't know they were open 24 hours. I don't want to look behind that. It's a little air duct tape right here. Yeah, but it's dwindling quick. It is that anyway. It was nice the last time I did it. It's got a lot of use. I really do, you know, I don't understand, like, I don't know how I'm going to do these movie reviews on these new movies without Redbox. Because Redbox, you could go to Redbox for $2, get yourself a brand new movie. All of them would go through Redbox, a lot of them. They completely got rid of Redbox. Anyway, I got to go. It looks like a $5.75 Velvet Taco. Seems pretty standard. Sometimes they're a little bit better. It's 11:31 on the arrival, 6 minutes, 2.7 miles for the pickup. Okay, so what I was saying was Redbox was a great tool, you know, to see a movie. It was a great way to see a cheap movie that was coming in, you know, like it was like the closest we could get to the dollar movies. Remember the dollar movies, like way back when Reality Bites was playing at the movie theater, the Ben Stiller directed movie with Ethan Hawke. You could just go and pay $1, you know, and sit and watch a whole movie. I saw The Crow that way. I saw Reality Bites that way. You can't really find that anymore in today's society. Now, back in the day, you know, the older people from the Vietnam age and stuff, they were probably talking about how they could go see a movie with a quarter or, you know, 50 cents or something, you know. Yeah, we used to go to the drive-in for a whole quarter, you know, and we'd buy a milk for $0.10. I don't know if you're drinking milk at the drive-in, but you know, it's like we don't have Redbox anymore. So I just watch the trailers and say, you know, this looks pretty good. And that's about, you know, because we were going to do a whole thing on Redbox and, you know, new movies that would come out and do a review on it. So there's just no way I can pay the $8.99 or the $9 to see a movie streaming. You know, everyone has access to that on these devices, as well as, that was a cool shot right there. That is a cool shot right there, that angle right there. That's kind of Taxi Driver a little bit, about like that. Kind of in a way. I like that shot, I just found that. Huh, it's like in the center, right here. That is kind of cool. Okay. But it's, you know, it's gone. They tore it down, you know. It's that moment with Charleston Heston when the Statue of Liberty is on the beach. They tore it down. They what did he say? I don't know. You know what he said. Yeah, they tore it all down. Yeah, Planet of the Apes stole the red boxes. I don't know. When they were decommissioning those, I got a lot of movies. They would just dump 50 movies on you and say, hey, we're throwing these movies in the trash. And they're movies that nobody's ever heard of. I got a lot of them. This one guy wanted to give me all of them, and I was like, I can't get all of them. So we don't have that anymore, so I'm sorry. So it's going to be Criterion Collection, and then me reviewing on trailers. Trailers are cool. You can get a lot of information on trailers. I guess that Brandon Fraser would win at Wells at the well. Sorry, I'm gonna miss this purple light. I'm gonna switch over. Let's get it this way. I predicted that Brandon Fraser would win at the well from the trailer, but I also saw it was pretty. I don't know. It could be what's his name? Daniel Day. Hi, Deja Vu. This is Deja Vu. What was this one again? Oh, Velvet Taco. Okay. They're taking me that way. Yeah. Probably going to take me down Carroll over this hill here. Kind of a version of Marie Antoinette. She's putting velvet cake in her mouth, but on the bag she has a taco. She's eating a taco, so they changed it up a little bit if you pay attention to the details of it. I'm gonna go this way. I wasn't gonna do the whole Jimmy Joe Jenkins, but we're gonna pass it anyway. That's Jimmy Joe Jenkins' mural. He's got another mural over there by Zalat Pizza at the, I guess it's called the Dirty Crow. I call it the Dirty Crow. I don't know if it's the Druid Crow or the Dirty Crow, but this is the one that he did. And then there's his initials, Jimmy Joe Jenkins. Did a couple of them. He probably has a Facebook site. All right, we gotta go to Stoner's Pizza. It's literally like right. Hang on, I got a copyright going on. All right, Stoner's Pizza, 11:40. Arrival 2 minutes, 0.3 miles for the pickup. There's now open. This has been open for a while. It's Stoner's, but I think they've been here for months. That's weird. That say open right here. Yeah, this Stoner's Pizza. I mean, they've been here for months, so I don't know why they have open. Well, the open sign makes sense, but it says now open. I don't know. This guy. Oh yeah. Calzone. Trying to legalize marinara. I hope they can get it legalized. Some of these candy stuff. I don't know what this is. It's like I haven't seen any of these candies. I'm just recently writing about candy. I have not seen this. It's like a gum. That's like a bubble gum. I don't have a lot of time to go through all this, but I was just wondering what this is. It's a oh, it's a Mary Jane. Dropped another one over here. That's like a red sour ball, maybe. This is a Warner, whatever that is. I dropped it, so I don't know if I cracked it. What is this called? Warner, I guess it's Werther's. I'm sorry, Werther's Original. That's what it is. Werther's. All right, Velvet Taco. Looks like I got some gum. 11:50 arrival. 3 minutes, 1.2 miles for the delivery. I might get my hair cut tomorrow. Yeah, the red thing was just a piece of gum. Little red, crunchy gum thing. Is there an elevator coming up? Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, yeah, that's where you are headed? Oh, thanks. Looked like those people were there. Yeah, all right. Pretty cool little decorations. All right, go to the next one. This is great. Okay. I really shouldn't do this, but I'm honoring Brando in a way, only I'm doing it to a tree right there. He did it to one of these things right here. Last Tango in right, next one is for the Stoner's Pizza, 12:04, arrival 5 minutes, 1.5 miles, or 1.5 mile for the delivery. Insomnia Cookies on our way, 12:14, 1 minute, 0.5 mile for the pickup. It loses its flavor pretty quick. It's Coastal Bay bubblegum. And I had one of these Mary Janes, they're pretty good. Probably gonna go with one of these right here. Werther's original. It's like a coffee. Coffee. All right, there's the Paris coffee shop. Yeah, Kate Thistleway in high school took me there. It's kind of cool. They had good coffee too. We used to drink coffee in high school, pretend like we were adults. Insomnia Cookies, don't mind if I do. They've got some pretty good sized cookies. Cravings delivered. Warm cookies with your milk for bed. Just like Marlon Brando would do. You'd have warm cookies and milk. All right, these Insomnia Cookies are on their way. 12:34 arrival, 13 minutes, 6.5 miles for the delivery. This is for the outdoor kitties. All right. All right, kitty. Elevator ride over this way. There we go. Feed them about a scoop. Don't get a whole lot. I get a little bit. That's better than nothing. All right, I gotta cover this up because I don't want kitty to get into it. right, kitty. We must share. Really important aspect that people don't do in life. All right, outdoor kitties are. I know, kitty. I know. Here we go. This is Tabitha. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here we go. This is Tabitha. All right, kitty. Here we go with today's kitty. There's one kitty, 9 lives. Each life has a number, numbers 1 through 9. Swirl the cat food. And pick a cat food. Today's kitty will be having Sheba cuts, tender, turkey, entree. What do you think? Perfect portion size for kitty. Perfect portion for kitty. There we go. Me? I'm just cutting up some of these squash cucumbers. I think this one's cucumber. That's squash. Carrots. And chili ramen noodle with tuna. And I do get a treat tonight. I get to have an egg roll. And then I'm going to have some of this cabbage too and put it in there. I'm only going to show the after effects because I'm saving on footage. All right, kitty. Let's go this way. Bring this over here. I don't mean to move your plate. I know it's mean to do. Yeah. All right, just go that way. There we go. That's a good kitty. Basically what it is ramen, cucumber, squash, carrots, and, of course, the cabbage. Kitty already fed you. Then we'll add this chili here. Cook it for about 3 minutes. Okay. Can opener. It's a very tricky aspect of things is to try doing it. Tuna can, I wouldn't recommend it for a scene. You don't want to. Here we go. When you're at a cocktail party. Hey baby, I see that you're drinking your Bloody Mary. Oh kitty, hang on. Bring your cat too when you do it. Be like, you want a shot of my tuna? That's quite the sound, isn't it? There'll be a little smack. Ugh. All right. Hang on, kitty. Hang tight. I'm still practicing these things. Level them in right here. Okay. And one. That's my protein right here. Cheap meal. About $1.89 maybe, the whole thing. If you get the vegetables for free. Covering that. Kitty. Put a towel. Come on. I always cook the tuna. Here we go, kitty. All right, stop and reset for 1 minute. And let's go to 1. Add this, add that. That should be done. It takes 4 minutes to cook. And start from scratch with the vegetables too. They get too soggy if you pre-cook them. You want to cook them right with the noodles. It's best that way. This is actually pretty good. Now, I'm going to add some stuff. Okay, I got this at TT because they were almost done. Add squirts of that in there. Give it kind of a base. Not too much at first. Just get on those noodles. And it's pleasant. It's not the best, but it's not the worst if you decorate it. If you're super poor, and get through it. All right, a little bit of this garlic. This is pre-sitting. And then a little bit of this garlic too, which is like basically, it's and just let that set on top of it. It's mostly for show. And then this is a little bit right here. Probably that part of the noodles. Alright, this is gonna be before the take kind of thing. Welcome to the table. And I mostly wanted to do this to show my egg roll. It's slightly warm, and it is a luxury to have one with my meal. I usually don't. So there's this. Now there's sweet and sour, which I'm using right here. Then I'm going to turn on some television before I take my first bite. Okay, yeah, it's connected. All right, stirring some of the sauces. It's not the best, but for ramen noodle, it's pretty good. And then there's tuna. I learned this from Rocco. He's a chef in New York. He can make like stuff out of, crap, All right, let's see. I'm on if you want to watch me. Good luck. I'm not going to do the news right now. Oh, okay. Scott on tape 13 hours ago. The death of Diane Keaton. We got to watch that. All right, turn that on. Wowza, wowza. Got the egg roll at QT. It's pretty good. It's 170. Well, about 150 plus the sauce. Yeah, about 170 calories. And this. Probably about 700. Everything. 370 for the noodles. Plus the veggies and stuff will make it a solid 400. Plus I'm going to add some sauce to make it up to about 500. And this would make the whole thing about 700 with the egg roll. Ooh, that's too hot. Why is he doing this on this one? Oh, okay, that's just a live stream. I don't watch his live streams that much. Okay, so this is actually a live stream of Scott. He was in New York earlier, doing a filming location of New Jack City. I'm gonna have to rewatch that because of that filming location. I remember this ex-girlfriend of mine in high school. That's pretty much Scott on tape, high school. She liked New Jack City with Ice-T. Ice-T's first thing. Almost saved it last minute. New Jack City. So that's a tribute. Live stream? No, it's 15 minutes. Okay, so he's given a beginning speech of it. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, with the dressing, it's a little bit better. All right, where did... Okay, so it is an actual vlog. I thought it was a live stream. It's a tribute to Diane Keaton. I'll have to see what he's talking about. He's a pop culture nut. So am I. All right, I'm gonna end it here. Usually I don't get up that much. King died today. I did not know that. She was great. I loved her with the Woody Allen stuff. She was, I want to say she was in Annie Hall, right?